right off the top of my head, straight from the heart. St. Paveclaff, what do you have to say about men's mental health awareness? Men's mental health. Let me think about it. Well, that's enough thinking. How about we feel? A lot of guys, we all know, it's common knowledge. They don't like to talk about what they feel. A lot of them. They think it makes them mushy-gushy, but really, it makes you too gushy on the inside. Like fermentation. And fermentation can be good for some things. Cabbage, peppers, even anchovies. Worcestershire sauce. Yes. Very good. Especially if you make it into a sauce. But when guys ferment, it's no good. Yes. It's like what was I saying? Yes. You keep in all of those feelings, especially anger or bitterness, which usually is misplaced. A lot of times it goes hand in hand with blaming people, being judgmental, envious, jealous. Can you really blame somebody for anything? Where did they learn that behavior from? Their parents? Or their parents' parents? Or their parents' parents' parents? Or their parents' both? Almost got lost in a feedback loop. That tends to happen when you blame people. It's kind of like how people like to call others lazy, but usually the laziness is not the problem itself, although it can cause problems, I suppose. Laziness is a symptom of an underlying issue. Tends to be afraid of failure, so they pre-fail, so that they don't have to fail so much at failing. But you know what I say? Do you know what failure is? The failure to even try, for fear of the eyes, which it would seem a lot of guys are like that. Fear of the eyes. I personally will never be a slave to the eyes. Cast your judgments. Burn inside. Excuse me, I had something in my mouth. I was the one who tried and tried. I found victory out of spite. And then I cast that spite aside when I realized it served me no longer. When I saw the ones who wanted me to be afraid of failure were the very same ones who were afraid to try. A lot of them turned out to be guys. That reminds me. Did you know for, 500,000 years? Well, at least in recorded history, well over 4,000 years, people have been saying, the voice, inner voice, imagination and belief is power. Do you know how to tell if someone used their power on you? If you believe it's not, then truly, I suppose it really must be power, because if it wasn't, nobody would ever tell you to shut up. Nobody would ever call you stupid. Yes, and no one would ever give up on their hopes and dreams simply because someone called them stupid. The voice, imagination, and belief really must be power. I think it must. Oh, I was talking about must. Okay. Yes. So, in that regard, it's very, very, very important to... Oh, But don't let me tell you what to believe. That's your job. Unless somebody got to you first. Because the voice, imagination, and belief is power. But don't worry. You'll get out of that box eventually. Can you fit infinity in a box? No? Infinity is equally the inside of the box, the outside of the box, as well as the box itself. But yes, people are not boxes, although they try to be. At least they seem like it. A lot of guys, anyway. Yes. Can you fit infinity in a box? You can try, but we are eternal, my love. Eventually, you will grow to be too big to fit inside that box. And the same thing will happen to you that happened to me. Everyone will be screaming at you to stay in the box. Get in the box. Stay back in the box. You can't get out of the box. I'm in the box, so you can't be. You gotta be in it. They don't ever seem to know what the hell they're saying. It's probably because somebody told them to stay in the box. Yes. I didn't know I was that tall until they said something. And I realized I was squooshing everybody in that box. But they were also the ones that thought they were outside the box. But I found somebody needed to be a good example for them, so I went, whoop, outside the box I go. Of course, they were still screaming at me to stay in the box. They still thought they were outside of the box. Yep, I can see a few of them now, just yelling at each other. It's sad. Well, they'll grow big enough to get out of that box one day. Some of them, maybe not in this life, maybe in their next. We are eternal. You can't keep infinity small forever. Haha. That's funny. So anyway, yes. Very important to take care of the kinds of things you say to and about yourself. I highly recommend, if ever you get the chance to see a mirror. Oh, they have mirrors everywhere here. Good, that's great, that's good news. If you ever get the chance to see a mirror, I highly recommend you look into that thing, or you look into your reflection anyway, and you say, I'm proud of you for getting this far. Not everybody does. I love you. No matter what they say, because I am the only one that can choose to love me through looking in this mirror. Anyway, yes, I love you. And a little trick for you, word for the wise, you can say, after you say I love you, you could say, too, like I love you too. Very nice. Worthwhile, for that matter. One thing you should not do, but don't let me tell you what to do. You already have enough people doing that for you, so food for thought, let's say. This is not advice, by the way. I'm only talking about this because I find it intriguing. Oop, what was it? Ah, yes. Because it is so very important to take care of what you say to yourself, because you're always listening. Don't let me tell you what to do. That's your job, unless somebody got to you first. You have enough people telling you what to do as it is. So just take this as food for thought. Word for the wise, as it were. Not advice. Don't ever ever in a million infinities ever say that you're stupid. Do you want to stay that way? I've seen people do it. They were vivacious about it. Somebody even gave them a piece of paper that said, "You have been calling yourself stupid for at least 500 lifetimes. Do you want to stay that way?" And they looked very closely at it and said, "Yes." That's what happens. Be careful of that. Don't let me tell you what to do, but don't let it happen to you. I have a trick for you. And I learned this from Saint Germain. Lovely fellow. Oh, some of his jokes are just so highbrow, though. Oh. And it's funny, though, if you've lived enough lifetimes to understand his jokes. Yeah. But anyway, he says, there's some decrees that you can say. Better things to say about yourself than something so ill-informed, or rather, informed through, what's the word? They speak English on this planet, right? Oh yeah, that's what I'm speaking now. Well, anyway, so yes, I am the conquering presence governing my mind, my world, my home, and my affairs. I am the culmination of all I wish to know. I am the very essence of all that I desire. Yes, that happens to be one of my favorite ones. I am the very essence of all that I desire. Yes. You know something Corvin Lord Hayes says? I seek my dreams I cannot, for my dreams live through me. I run neither towards or from my dreams. I am the very essence of my dreams. Now, he's a lovely fellow as well. Yes, he had to learn the hard way. Talking bad about yourself is no good. And by the way, if you can help it, which you should, don't hit yourself in the head. Don't do that. Because the brain is the consistency of a booger floating in a bath of cerebrospinal fluid, just pulsing in there. Slam against the inside of your skull if you hit your head just right. Yes. You've seen what happens to some of them football players. Watch out. Yes. And by the way, you did know, didn't you, why it says in the King James Version of the Bible, this is earth, right? Okay, good. I almost thought I went to the wrong one for a minute. There's more than just one. Word for the wise. It says 365 times in the Bible full of holes. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to call it that here. Well, it is. Thankfully, they forgot to leave out one piece, very important piece in there, that they very, very good. They forgot to leave that part out. It says, "We are all of the gods," something like that. That's what Yehoshua said. For some reason, nobody remembers that part. Anyway, it says 365 times, be not afraid. Be afraid not. Do you know why they say that? Because the things you tell yourself do have an effect on you, as it would appear, considering so many folks call themselves stupid and continue to do so. May they do better. May they learn. What was I saying? Yes. The reason why it says 365 times in the Bible, be not afraid, be afraid not, is because the things you say about and to yourself, they really do stick. Like a booger wedged into the grooves of your sports shoes. And so, worrying about somebody never helped them. And it doesn't work like that. In fact, it can sometimes put a nail between you and the person's. Yes, it can sometimes put a nail. Worry can sometimes put a nail between the person and what they need to do for themselves so that you don't have to worry. You want to give them as much good juice as you can. Support them. I believe in them. I know with a gentle knowing they are doing the best they can. And I know I can believe in them to take the very best care of themselves because they know better now that the things you say to yourself are important. Like, I am the very essence of all that I desire. Well, I believe I've left my tea somewhere, and I'm sure it is done steeping by now. I must get back to it. Oh, I can hear it calling now. I'll leave you with this when I remember what it was. Here's one thing. Don't forget. Judgment, lies, envy, deceit, hate. They are all catch-22s because they catch you. And they keep you locked in a feedback loop. Just like those poor folks that lived 500 lifetimes calling themselves stupid and decided they liked it that way. Not my garden, not my problem, I say. To each their own. No judge on duty. Yes. It even says in well more than 5 verses in the Bible. Don't judge or condemn. That's not your job. You wouldn't want that job if you had it. Trust me. It's a catch-22. Had to learn that the hard way. Here's a good example for you. So, what was it? If ever you go out and you're looking to ask somebody out to court, or courting, dating, okay, dating. If you ever asking somebody out to date, to a date. That's what, I'm getting the words right, aren't I? Okay. There's some fellas, what they do, because they're full of anger and bitterness, and blame and judgment and lies. So you might as well get rid of the lies. The lying thing right now doesn't serve you any good. You know that stems from a lack of confidence to simply stand firm in your absolute truth. I have a trick for you. If ever you're facing adversity or opposition, stand firm like you're a tree. Yes, like a tree. With big, strong roots that grow way deep. Feel it. Take in a deep breath and stand up straight as you do it. Keep standing up straight and keep that heart center open. Do you hear the way it's changed my voice? Very nice. When you do that, and keep that heart center open, that back straight, it projects a kind of confidence that the not so nice narcissists, there are good ones out there too, you know, that actually know the difference between right and wrong because they had to learn it the hard way. The not so nice narcissists, most of them don't know this trick because they don't need to, because the sweet, meek people, they don't know it either. Deep breath, stand up straight. You're standing firm like a strong tree. Roots go deep. And keep that heart center open. It projects a kind of confidence that most people don't know what to do with, and they want to get the conversation done and over with so they can get away from you because you make them feel small. Not specifically that you do, but that they just don't know how to stand firm in their absolute truth. I've been catching word that people have been saying, normalize lying to people that don't need to know about your private business. Why? Why? You don't have to lie. You can just not tell them. What kind of underwear do you wear? None. Oops, excuse me. I wasn't trying to tell the truth. What kind of underwear do you wear? You can just look at them until they go away. Don't forget, the eyes are the window of the soul. So anyway, I'm sure I've skipped over about 30 points by now, but I'll leave you with this. So you're going to ask somebody out on a date. And some guys, they'll go up to the lady, and she'll say, no, or no, or no thank you, or ugh, get away from me, freak. Either one of those will do. And the guy will go, do you think any other lady is actually going to want to go on a date with him when he's acting that way? Like a child who didn't learn any better from their parents because their parents didn't learn any better from their parents or whatever? No. But if you do it like this, would you like to go on a date? And she says, no, or no, or no thank you, or not a chance, loser, or ugh, get away from me, freak. You can simply say, yes, ma'am, and go on your merry way. At least then, you'll be feeling fine. Because you haven't just sputtered some nonsense to perpetuate yourself in a bad feedback loop. You've shown respect. Yes, ma'am. And many times, somebody standing nearby will see that you acted with respect. And she might even ask you on a date. Works well like that. Yes. Well, I must away. Nope, excuse me. So long. That wasn't quite what I was expecting. Thank you, St. Paveclaff. Well, I'll just tell you this. If you're not sure how to get your life together, make videos just for you. But don't let me tell you what to do. That's your job. Videos just for you, talking about what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you've witnessed, anything that you're feeling, even if you're just bored. Well, Corbin, Lord Hayes, I'm feeling bored. Talk to yourself through the video. Watch the video back. Builds character. Shakalaka flourish, honey.